do I really look like the kind of guy who has a plan?
It's really great when you repeat the same thing that I just did. I'm upset. You sound like a dog licking off peanut butter.
But he sounded like the whole fucking movie. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to kill.
Get out, motherfucker.
Sorry, I just had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in the back room.
And I went a little heavy on the peanut butter, and I put it up on the top side of the sandwich, and now it's just pancaked to the roof of my mouth.
Turns out it was jam. Wasn't actually jam.
Was it jammed?
They just stored more peanut butter in the jam jar. So
I just made myself a peanut butter sandwich.
On one hand, it was nice because one of them was chunky and the other was smooth, but...
Well, now I've got peanut butter stuck to the top of my mouth, and I'm trying to pick it out with my tongue, too, for my teeth.
And I forgot that I have a deathly allergic reaction to peanuts.
Which is how I got these scars.
Brandon, you don't break me very often, but holy shit when you do. Good morning, boys and girls. Sometimes you need to wake up bright and early, have yourself a cup of coffee, talk about some nerdy shit, and then go on with your day. It's time for Sunrise with the Sleepy Boys, with your hosts, Brandon and Mark. So we were going to talk about DC tonight.
That ain't happening.
It's got to happen. That's our episode for that
It'll
week.
happen at some point.
Brandon,
Mark.
we've been putting this fucking thing off for because I still got to get it edited.
You know why we keep putting it off because
you are ill prepared.
I'm not ill prepared. Believe me, I know the things that I want to talk about.
Then talk about it. Just say it.
It's just what more can be said about the goddamn train wreck that is the DCU.
Well, let's get right on into that.
Okay,
Okay, so look, here's what we're going to do. I'm not going to say that they should have taken some steps that the MCU took. I'm not going to say that. Everyone says that. Everyone says
that'd be too easy at this point. You would just be,
beating a dead horse.
Literally.
Which is what they're doing with the Batman franchise.
You know what? In order to beat a dead horse, there has to be a horse in order to beat.
Hey, Brandon.
What?
Got a question for you.
Uh-huh.
So your Uncle Jack and your Aunt Jill are on a horse. And when they get back to the barn, your Uncle Jack helps your Aunt Jill off the horse. But he can't get off himself. So will you help your Uncle Jack off the horse?
I wish you watched Letterkenny.
I love Letterkenny. What are you talking about? You wish I watched it.
Okay, cool. So I didn't know you were keeping up with it.
I'm not up to date. I'm watching it though.
They did another Mennonite episode.
Oh, I love the Mennonite.
And it's even better than
it's
the
even
other
better.
One. It's even better because it's not just dick jokes.
Oh my god.
It's full on there is a series of axe wound jokes.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna have to get on that. Okay. Brandon, I know you don't want to talk about it, but we got to talk about it.
I know, we gotta talk
I need to have time to edit it. You got to understand that's the biggest thing.
All right. Let's fucking... God.
Brandon, just think how much better you're going to feel. Think how much better you're going to feel afterwards. You can smoke a cigarette. You can... I've never seen you more defeated in my life than just then. And I'm glad that we have it on video because I'm going to take that picture and put it somewhere.
All right, you better.
Okay, so Wonder Woman 1984 was supposed to come out this weekend.
We would have already had it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. But it got postponed, right?
Again.
Now, that's no fault of DC's. I'm not going to say that it's any fault of DC.
Absolutely not. I'm not going to blame Warner Brothers or anything. We all know why it got delayed.
Yeah. What I will blame DC and Warner Brothers for, no, mostly just Warner Brothers for, is the train wreck of a series that they are trying to pass off as a cinematic universe.
Yeah.
And here's why. Here's why. As
Lay
I
on me,
said,
big boy.
I don't want to. I'm not going to compare it to the MCU. Easy way to do it it's too easy to just compare it to the MCU. Like, obviously, they should have had a lot more introduction video or movies before they did the big crossover movies.
Well, I mean, you don't even have to do that. You just have to go in with a had to go in with a fucking plan and a direction.
Yeah. Here's my thing is Man of Steel was not my favorite Superman movie by any means.
What is your favorite Superman movie? Is it A Quest for Peace?
I was actually trying to think of what the subtitle of that one was, but no. Honestly, I don't like Superman.
We know you don't. We know you don't.
You know I don't.
Anybody
they don't know
well, all right, fine. Any of our friends that were with us when we were running that comic book shop knows that you hate Superman.
I will say I do enjoy some Superman stories. One of the ones that I did not enjoy particularly was what they did in most of the Superman films. I will say that the death of Superman was a phenomenal story. Phenomenal. And it's not because they
know if I would say phenomenal. It was okay.
Of the Superman stories I've read. Of the Superman stories, it was the best one I've read. Of the Superman stories.
Really?
Oh, okay. It's one of the better ones. So Man of Steel, I would honestly I'd rank it right up. I'd rank it above Superman 3, 4, and Returns.
Okay, fair.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, Man of Steel, I get what they were going for. They were trying to go with that Chris Nolan darker version of the comic book characters that we know and love.
Yes.
Works out fine. That worked great. But you don't take 30-something-year-old Superman and have him fight against 50-something-year-old Batman.
Oh, okay. So we're moving past Man of Steel. We're going straight into BVS.
Like I said, I don't have a lot to say about Man of Steel. I have a lot to say about Batman versus Superman, though.
I really liked Man of Steel.
I didn't
there
have
were a lot of things that I enjoyed about it. I thought I think so. This is the problem that I have with the DCEU. Is that what they call it? The DCEU?
The DCEU, because they didn't want to just call it the DCU because that's what the comics are technically called at this point.
Sure. Okay.
And also that's what they call the cartoons.
The thing that infuriates me about the DCEU is the fact that the casting is amazing and the stories are terrible.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Henry Cavill is amazing as Superman. Holy shit. He's so good.
He does a phenomenal job.
I love watching him.
He looks like a Superman.
Yeah. I love seeing him as Superman. He is a gorgeous human being. He is what I imagine Superman looking like.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck, incredible Bruce Wayne, and a really cool looking Batman. The scenes that we got of Batman were so cool. They were brutal.
They were.
They were so cool.
And here's the thing is,
it really made me feel like Batman during like the Dark Knight Returns, but without the whole like, oh man, I'm really old. The Dark Knight Returns stuff is like Bruce Wayne, like it, like kind of like what Kingdom Come does, where he needs that exoskeleton to keep him going. No. Ben Affleck Batman's like, yeah, I know I'm up there. So what? I still got a lot of fight in me. I'm still gonna kick the shit out of these guys.
It was amazing. It was so great.
He only put on an exoskeleton / armor because he was going against Superman.
Which the armor that he put on was very true to the adaptation of the Dark Knight Returns. Like they did a good job of
spot on. It was spot on.
They did a good job with that. But the movie as a whole,
the problem that Batman versus Superman had was the fact that they were trying to cram a Batman story into a Superman story.
Exactly. And like,
because if you want to have Lex Luthor be the big bad and he's orchestrating a whole thing to ruin Superman and stuff, like, I mean, that's fine. But the problem I had, I was like, are you really gonna, what universe does this Batman just believe bullshit?
Exactly. And that's my biggest thing. In Batman versus Superman, his reasoning made no sense.
No. I get where he was coming from because we've seen Batman, especially with the Justice League stuff, and where, I mean, the story, what was it, Doomed? I can't remember what the story was.
The one where
But
somebody got a hold of Batman's like secret
plans
files
to take out all of the Justice League. Batman's a man with a plan. He's got a plan for everything.
He's the Star-Spangled Man with the plan.
Yeah.
Oh, that was Captain America.
That was Captain America.
No, my bad.
But so I don't have a problem with that. My problem was like Batman is always one to like, I'm going to feel this out. I'm going to see where this guy lies. He never jumps in and immediately assumes. He's a detective. He didn't detect a fucking thing the entire time.
The biggest problem I had was the sheer...
Clark did more sleuthing in that movie than Batman.
Exactly, and that pisses me off. Given he's an investigative reporter, but in the comics, all of his investigative reporting comes because he was on the fucking scene.
Right. In Jimmy, who got killed off at the beginning of the movie.
What the fuck was with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I'm calming down. I'm lowering my cholesterol.
You're looking good, bud.
Oh, thank you. I've been eating salads. Batman, or Bruce Wayne, I should say, talking to Alfred. Jeremy Irons,
God, he's so good.
He is really good. He's great. He's a phenomenal actor. I can't get behind him as Alfred, though.
Why?
Alfred has always, every single issue of the comics, if you look at Alfred, he is a stick with a mustache. And I'm not saying that he can't hold his own. Alfred's a badass.
I don't.
Alfred is a fucking badass.
Yes, he is.
But the problem is...
All right, so hold on. What about Michael Caine? Do you have a problem with Michael Caine as Alfred?
Brandon, you know I have my own ideas about the Dark Knight trilogy. We're not going to get into that today. That's not what this is about.
Well, that's not fair, because if you're going to compare Jeremy Irons to what's in the comics and not Michael Caine...
Fuck Michael Caine as Alfred.
Go fuck yourself.
Is that what you want me to say? Is that what you want to hear, Brandon?
Because I want to tell you to go fuck yourself.
No, okay. It's not entirely the physical appearance. Jeremy Irons, the age gap between Alfred and Bruce Wayne is several decades, right?
Sure.
Jeremy Irons and Bruce Wayne, or Alfred and Bruce Wayne in the Batman versus Superman, they looked like they could be like 5-6 years apart tops.
I don't think so.
Bruce Wayne had more gray in his hair than Jeremy Irons.
Jeremy Irons had looked a little bit more aged up? Sure.
Should he have had the pencil-thin mustache? Yes.
No, I'm not. I don't need that.
There has not been a single movie Alfred that had the fucking pencil-thin mustache.
Yeah. And are you going to have a problem? Are you going to have a problem with the original Alfred, who was amazing in all the original Batman movies from the 80s and 90s?
He can go fuck himself.
You can go fuck yourself.
I want to so desperately. No. Okay. So yeah. Okay. You're not wrong that I'm basing this on physical appearance alone.
Which is also a dumb-ass argument.
You're right. It is a dumb-ass argument. My thing, though, is again, the age gap didn't look big enough. And
that's fine. If you want to go age gap, I'll get behind you with that.
I will say, though, he did have the right amount of sassy for Alfred. He did. He was a sassy Alfred.
He was extremely hands-on.
Yeah. I also don't like
like the Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo run of Batman, where Alfred was very hands-on.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And also, I have a problem with the fact that Batman versus Superman was not a movie that was created for casual fans.
It very much was. I mean, it was designed purely for fanboys.
Exactly. That whole
But here's the problem. Here's the problem. And this is the difference with what DC does. You know what? I can't even say it's what DC does, because it was their first time ever like trying to appeal to fanboys. And it was so bad because you tried to make a movie to appeal to fanboys and to like purely go off of like an actual comic book story. But then you didn't even satisfy, you didn't even go through the motions and like.
Well,
make it worthwhile.
Here's the thing:
essentially, you teased people who did know what was happening. Say, hey guys, guess what? This thing that happens in the comic books a lot. We admit it happens a lot. It happens just as much as much as a world-changing event happens over at Marvel. Yeah. But guess what? We're gonna do it. And people were like, oh my god.
Wait, what? Just so we're on the same page.
DC's gonna give us what?
Just so we're on the same page here. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the fact that they call it Batman versus Superman,
but
then they couldn't even deliver on it being like a legitimately good
versus movie.
Yeah, it wasn't even that.
It was supposed to be a crossover film, and it felt like a
disjointed.
It was a Batman movie.
It felt like here's our Superman segment, here's our Batman segment, here's Wonder Woman doing a weird, shady not Wonder Woman segment.
Wonder Woman was a better detective in this movie.
Yeah, Wonder Woman was the better Batman in this movie.
Like if we're going tier of detective work, you've got fucking Lex Luthor, Wonder Woman, Superman. I can't even get low enough on camera for how low it was.
The other thing that really bothered me is that she was at the dinner party that they were both trying to like get information out of, and Bruce Wayne ran into her, and when she shows up on the battlefield, he's like, do you know who she is? I'm just like,
I don't, for that thing, I don't think it's so much of like I don't recognize her. I've never met this woman. It's more of like, she's obviously superpowered. Do you recognize this person?
I don't believe for one. This is the problem. This is the mischaracterization of Batman, because they wanted to be like, that whole ending scene is just showing like, oh, Batman isn't all that powerful that people think. Look at him sitting on the sidelines. Like, holy shit, can you believe this thing's happening? There's an alien with aliens and this other goddess thing. Like, it's a complete misrepresentation of Batman.
The whole movie was a misrepresentation. Okay, here's my thing is with this movie, it was
happy that you got me upset about this movie that came out like 8 years ago.
It's what I do, baby. It's what I do.
It came out 8 years ago. It came out like, I don't know. I don't even care when it came.
I think it came out. No, it came out when I lived in Austin, so it would have been like less than 4 years ago.
We went and saw it.
Holy shit, we did. Here's my thing: is Batman versus Superman tried to be a Batman movie that focused on Superman.
Tried to tie through Wonder Woman in.
They threw Wonder Woman in.
Threw Doomsday in at the last second.
Oh, that pissed me off so bad. You
all of a sudden we get to the last like quarter of the movie. I'm like, oh, okay, so we're doing Death of Superman.
Here's what pissed me. Here's why this pissed me off. I don't watch movie trailers, right?
Right.
This is why I don't watch movie trailers. Batman versus Superman. The first couple of trailers I was watching, I was like, this looks like it could be a good movie.
The trailers for the first couple trailers that came out really made it look like it was going to be good.
And then the final trailer came out. As soon as I saw Doomsday on the TV screen, I was like, they fucked up. They fucked this up. They fucked this up so bad. And then I saw the movie and I was like, yep. I went into it knowing they were going to fuck it up. I thought at least what they would do is end it so that it's like the next movie would be the Doomsday fight. But no, they just fucking...
God, it would have left on a cool cliffhanger.
That would have been the best fucking cliffhanger you could have ever left us on.
And then guess what? And then you could have even added in like backstory, more like let's see more of Superman being Superman. Like a life flashing before his eyes kind of thing at that last battle. So the next movie opens up.
You could have had the Justice League forming around fighting fucking Doomsday.
Are you saying that we would have made it so we averted Death of Superman?
No, not at all.
Retconned?
I'm not saying that we could have that they should have prevented that at all. I'm saying in the comics, Doomsday fought the Justice League before he got to Superman.
Eviscerated him.
He eviscerated the fucking Justice League. I'm not saying we should have gotten Flash. I'm not saying we should have gotten Cyborg. I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying we should have gotten some of the second stringers and let them all get killed.
Because even still, like you're setting. So what this should have been, what Doomsday should have been, Doomsday should have been. It should have been a two-part story, like what Marvel did with Thanos. You should have been leading up the whole time. Because, look, Thanos is a big bad.
I don't like the way you say Thanos.
Thanos?
Thanos.
I've heard
it both ways. I just don't like the way you're saying it right now.
Thanks, Sean.
I'm sorry. Who the fuck is Sean?
Psych. I've heard it both ways.
You know what? If I was quoting something, I didn't know I was quoting something.
Man, Shannon would be so disappointed in you.
We're on the wrong topic.
Dynamics.
Here. Thanos.
Oh, I hate you.
So Thanos was a builder.
I heard someone say Thanos.
Thanos. Hello, this is Thanos. He is here to kill you all. I gotta cut that out.
Khal Drago?
Yes. Hello, this is Thanos. He is going to kill all of you.
Thanos.
I'm going to walk into a blade and cut my chest open and then not seek medical attention.
But so anyways, they could have teased Doomsday like the comics did. They teased Doomsday for a long fucking time.
Doomsday was teased for like months in advance, and it was
you could have had cool moments in the movies where they even show like something trying to break out. It could have been so cool.
You don't even have to show something trying to break out. You could just have a rumbling sound and some buildings kind of quaking. That's all you would have needed to promote the fact that Doomsday was coming.
And you could have even said Doomsday is coming. Because that's what they did in the books.
Repeatedly. It was like relentlessly, Doomsday is coming.
There's like Doomsday. 6 cameos of Doomsday.
There are there was like 6 months out, there were comics that just had the last page was the sound of punching.
You saw a fist.
You would see a fist, yeah. And you would have the caption at the bottom, like it would be Doomsday is coming. And then before like Doomsday, it would say like inevitably Doomsday is coming. Ferociously Doomsday is coming. And then the final panel of that last page of the month right before is his fist coming through the door. And that's all you would need. That's literally all you would need.
Yeah.
You could have had them building up to it in Man of Steel. You could have had them building up to it. Oh, I hit the thing. You could have had it build up to in Man of Steel. It didn't even have to be like something major. Like I said, you could have it like, oh God,
But instead, they wanted to tease. They wanted to tease Darkseid, and they
didn't even give us fucking Darkseid.
And then they didn't do it.
They gave us fucking Steppenwolf. Who the fuck is Steppenwolf? Nobody cares.
I don't even care. Like, I don't care about throwing in villains that people don't necessarily know about. That's fine. I mean, you can do it if you write characters properly. You can do it. But then at the same time, when they put him on the screen, they made him look like mud. He was all one tone. He was boring to look at.
Steppenwolf.
He was ugly. Ew, it was not pleasant to look at.
Is to Darkseid what the Black Order is to Thanos. Yes, the Black Order played a prominent role in Infinity War and a little bit of a role in Endgame. They were not the focal point of a whole fucking movie, though.
They had their moments, especially Squidward.
I don't know. I kind of liked Proxima Midnight and what the fuck is his name? The guy with the spear.
I can't remember his name.
Loki.
I just remember Ebony Maw and Proxima Midnight because they're two of my favorites.
Corvus Glaive. Fuck,
yes.
I'm so proud of myself for knowing that shit.
What's the big dude's name?
Cull Obsidian.
Okay.
And then, the Ebony Maw. Like, they didn't, they built up to Thanos showing up. Like, yes, they teased at Thanos in the first Avengers in the after credit scene. All you saw was Thanos' big ass looking over his shoulder and smiling. That didn't tell us anything.
Oh God, it's all you needed. It just told you this is the roadmap. This is where we want to go. You don't know when it's going to happen. Honestly, we don't know when it's going to happen because
you don't know why it's going to happen. They didn't give
because
away.
This is the thing. Marvel had the MCU had, I hate comparing the two.
I do too, absolutely.
I don't like comparing the comics because the comics work. Oh God! And right now, DC Comics is just infuriating. But that's a different topic.
They're ending Batgirl, aren't they?
Dude, that's the least atrocious thing that they've done. It's just
it's pronounced atrocitus. Get it right?
Go fuck yourself.
You go fuck me.
This is one of those things that I would like Matt and Shannon to come on and just talk about just how fucked up DC is right now. Because thankfully, I'm super happy. Yeah, exactly. I'm super happy that I am not dealing with comic book shop shit anymore, and because it's so bad. It's really bad.
We'll talk about that another time.
We
Let's keep
will.
fucking
And
raging.
we need to get Matt and Shannon on to talk about the current state of comics.
Yeah. But like, yeah, that's my biggest problem with Justice League is like the villain for Justice League was
terrible.
Not even terrible. It just wasn't a character. Nobody gives a fuck about Steppenwolf. Like Thanos was built up to be this fucking menace.
Right.
Huge fucking menace. Titan. And like, I get that the Justice League was supposed to be like the first Avengers movie, but at least
they had no build-up. They had no reason for us to feel connected to Cyborg or the Flash.
Zero build-up. We barely had a reason to feel connected with Wonder Woman.
Barely, but barely. Gal Gadot just makes you love everything she does on screen.
Gal Gadot's perfect.
She's an incredible actor.
Gal Gadot's going to be on our show, guys, next week. It's happening.
I wish. That'd be amazing.
I would be hard as a rock if that happened.
Don't say that.
I'd be hard as, fine. I'll be hard as The Rock.
Dwayne
The Rock. Yeah. The Rock of Gibraltar, Brandon. Who the fuck do you think I'm talking about?
Well, as long as you don't say like solid as a rock.
Solid as The Rock.
I was thinking of the joke from Arrested Development, but
I don't remember. I haven't watched Arrested Development in a long time.
You disappoint me.
I know. I'm just a big old bag of disappointments. But you know what else is a big old bag of disappointments?
I'm going to make you a t-shirt that says that.
I'll wear it to the wedding. But no, like...
I need more time. That's only like 2 weeks.
Just hand draw it. I made a Pikachu shirt and it's fucking dope.
I'm not as talented as you are.
That's fair. You're talented in your own ways, just not artistically like that.
You can't do music.
I wrote a song. Thank you very much.
And it was okay?
No, not that song. I'm talking about recently. I wrote a song. And it's awful.
Oh, no.
And it's fucking horrible. Not awful like the other song was. I'm talking like it's a bad song.
Okay.
Written. Anyway, we're getting way off topic.
Shocking.
I don't claim to be a writer of film by any means. Don't claim this at all.
We've never done a film.
I've written several films. I've just never gotten around to actually doing anything with them.
So you've written scripts.
I've written 2 scripts. I'm actually currently working on a script right now. Not like as we're talking, but like.
You're just jotting away at your notebook as we've been talking. You haven't even looked me in the eyes once.
Well, you don't look at me during anymore. Why should I look at you when we're not during?
It's because you keep writing in the middle of us.
Anyway, I don't claim
to be... It's the last time that I do doggy style with you because you just get into your notebook.
I don't claim...
Am I not pleasing for you? Do I not make you feel full?
Do I make you horny, baby? Here's the thing is, I don't claim that I'm a great writer. I'm not. I know I'm not. But I have some skill with it. I have taken classes on creative writing.
You're a good writer.
Well, thank you. I didn't want to say it myself, but I appreciate you saying it for me.
Were you just waiting for me?
I was just waiting for you to say something.
Motherfucker, no, better tell me I'm a good writer.
Here's the deal. On the topic of the Doomsday introduction, because I have a very clear-cut idea of how it could have gone down.
Oh, man, are we still going to go back to Doomsday? I feel like we just need to move forward.
We didn't get past it.
Terrible.
No.
God, can we talk about how they made
fucking let me just say what needs to be said. It's a good idea. It's a good idea.
All right.
Okay.
I'll hear it.
They could have hinted at Doomsday proper at the end of Man of Steel.
Right. We talked about this.
Something as simple as them saying...
Well, that would imply that they had a plan going into the end of Man of Steel.
You're absolutely right. It would imply that they had a plan at all. Also, it would imply that Doomsday existed before because he was created by an evil alien corporation, not by fucking... Not by Jesse Eisenberg. Not by Jesse Eisenberg.
We're not calling him Lex?
No, because that's not Lex fucking Luthor. Everyone knows it's not Lex Luthor. It's Alexander Luthor. Luthor. Fuck it.
Alexander Luthor.
I will say that the Lex Luthor that existed on DC's Earth at the time that Doomsday came along was more akin to what Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor was. I'll give them that. I'll give them credit for that. I doubt they did that on purpose, though. Very much doubt that. At the end of Man of Steel, the way they could have hinted at Doomsday existing is something as simple as making a comment on the fact that tremors still shake such and such location after the fight between Superman and Zod. Something as simple as that.
And it would have been way better than making Zod into the goddamn bastard child known as Doomsday.
There is...
Let's take Zod and have Lex put his blood in it.
I've already mentioned before that the death of Superman is one of my favorite Superman stories. And the fact that they fucked up Doomsday as bad as they did.
It could have been a really good world building like form of storytelling, but instead they're like, how do we ham-fistedly bring in Lex Luthor and Doomsday? Oh, I've got an idea. How about we make Lex Luthor the daddy of Doomsday?
I need Zod's body. It's not for anything weird. I'm just going to use it for sex.
I just wanted to put a Jolly Rancher in its mouth.
What the fuck was with the Jolly Rancher thing?
It was a show of power. That's what he was doing.
It was so weird.
It was so weird.
Okay. Wonder Woman was a good movie.
It was better.
Wonder Woman was a better film. Aquaman was a good film as well. Okay. For the DCEU.
Sure, you know what? It was a good movie if you like dumb guy humor.
Yeah.
Oh, I could have just peed on it.
Yeah. Here's the thing. They were, both of those films were better than what we had come to expect from the DC movies at that time.
But is that an endorsement of the movie? Or are we talking about how low our expectations have gotten with DC movies?
Just breeze past all of that. We're talking about...
You are the one that is making me talk about this.
But it's very, very clear.
And I am not saying... So here's the thing. I did go into I went into Wonder Woman with moderate expectations. I did not go in with low expectations.
Yeah.
And I was pleasantly surprised at how much I loved it. It was beautifully shot. I thought, once again, Gal Gadot is just a delight to watch on screen. She is incredible.
I'm glad they didn't just add some other white actress to play Wonder Woman.
Is that a dig at Linda Carter?
No, I'm saying I'm glad that we're starting to get people of color in roles that are usually reserved for white people.
I agree.
Like Jason Momoa playing Aquaman and Will Smith.
I was just happy we didn't have a blonde Aquaman.
Let's be real here. Everyone was glad that we didn't get a blonde Aquaman.
Of course, I will say I do find it a little annoying that the title intro for the DC movies where they're showing the entire lineup of the DC universe that we're just still getting ridiculously like blonde.
Yeah. But like
Aquaman.
And as much as I didn't like Will Smith as Deadshot, I like Will Smith as an actor. He's a great actor. I thought
Will Smith was great. I thought he was good as Deadshot.
I didn't like him as Deadshot, but that's fine.
I didn't have a problem with any of the characterizations of like that. I don't have a problem with the way the actors did it.
No.
The only one I can say that I have I didn't like the Joker. And that's just because I don't like Jared Leto.
Okay. We both knew that this conversation was coming. We've talked about I've touched on Joker. You wouldn't let me get into it. I'm getting into Joker now.
Wait, with Joaquin Phoenix?
Nope. I'm talking about DCEU's Joker.
Sure, let's get into it.
I have no problem with the way Jared Leto portrayed the Joker. I understand if you have your problems with Jared Leto as an actor. No. Hear me out on this. Brandon, go fuck yourself. I think that Jared Leto, with what he was given, did a good job as the Joker. I will say that he looked like a fucking moron because of all the tattoos and shit they gave him. They made him look like a fucking gigolo, and that was stupid. I will not deny that. Problem is that the screen time that really let him set himself as the Joker was cut.
All right, so this is the other thing that I'm going to get into, and this is the big problem that I have with Jared Leto.
Get it.
Joker was in that movie a lot. And yes, I know that they cut him. I know he was supposed to be in that movie more because he won't shut up about how much more he was supposed to be in that movie. The thing is, he was in that movie enough. He played a big enough role in it, and every bit of his Joker that we saw did not make me say, I feel like there's something more here. I really wish I could spend more time with this Joker. No, I'm upset that I had to spend as much time as I did with it. I cannot stand him. I cannot stand his Joker. I think he is an overrated actor. And at this point in his career, I think he's just overrated in general.
Okay. I respect
30 Seconds to Mars is a sham of what it used to be.
I don't know what 30 Seconds to Mars is.
It's the band that he is the frontman for.
He's in a band?
Yes.
I genuinely didn't know that.
Oh my dear Lord.
Brandon, you're the music guy. I'm not.
He's like 30 Seconds to Mars is like prime emo rock from like the early aughts.
What's one of their songs?
The Kill.
I'm going in for the kill?
No.
See, I don't know what it is then.
See, I can't even like sing any of it for you, or I can't even like play anything for you because we'll get copyright strikes.
Okay, hold on. Just keep talking. Keep talking about your hatred for Jared Leto.
So I get that he goes like full on method, but he's just insufferable. He's not even that like the thing is like you have actors that go method like Christian Bale, who I know you have issues with. You have Heath Ledger, and then you have Daniel Day-Lewis. Like, here's the thing with all those actors. Oh, and Shia LaBeouf. I'll throw Shia LaBeouf in there because of his notoriety with getting really into characters.
Well, you got to be careful. He's not actually dead yet.
I don't want Shia LaBeouf to be dead.
Shia surprise.
What? What is a Shia surprise? I'll get a Shia surprise.
Sorry,
I love Shia LaBeouf.
I'm laughing at my own stupid fucking joke. Okay. It's from the Shia LaBeouf song.
Oh,
wait, he isn't dead. Shia surprise.
Oh, that. I was like, wait a minute. Because I love Shia LaBeouf.
Shannon Leto looks like a total bitch.
Who?
Shannon Leto.
Don't talk shit about but she has done nothing wrong.
Okay, Shannon Leto is a guy, first of all.
Oh, sorry. Just cut this out.
Who the fuck did you think I was talking about?
I thought you were talking about Jared Leto's wife.
No, Shannon Leto's his brother. He's the drummer for 30 Seconds to Mars.
See, I didn't even know his brother was in that.
How do you not know that? Everyone knows that.
Because no one cares about the drummer unless you're Ringo.
I mean, I don't know why. I don't actually know that. I'm pulling
or Neil Peart, rest in peace.
I'm pulling facts up on fucking
I know, you're
Wikipedia
being a prick.
Right, you know what? I don't get to be a prick about music very often. Let me just fucking have this.
You're not even getting to be a prick about it. You're just being a prick to be a prick.
I don't know what... I still don't... I don't think... I genuinely can say I don't think I know any of 30 Seconds to Mars music.
You don't know Attack Attack?
I don't think so.
Attack Attack, The Kill, and Kings of Queens is Kings and Queens, not Kings of Queens.
King of Queens.
Kings and Queens is probably their three biggest.
The Kill. The Kill.
It's all like Shining themed, the music video.
Gross. That's a fucking horrible movie.
All right, so now you're on Matt and Shannon's shit list.
I've already been on their shit list because I don't like Superman. Yeah, no, I don't recognize this music.
You haven't even gotten to the music yet.
Yeah, exactly. If it doesn't hook me in the first 5 seconds of the song, I don't listen to it. It's just the fact of the matter.
God,
you know what song hooked me the first time I heard it? You know what song it was?
Is it a Mariah Carey song?
No. It's the intro to the...
I know you listen to Mariah Carey.
I can't think of a single Mariah Carey song.
We were in your car and you had a playlist on Mariah Carey. It came on and I was like, so are we going to fuck?
Sounds like something that would happen. Anyway, okay, so it's clear we disagree about Jared Leto as the Joker, and that's fine. We are two independently thinking human beings.
Yes.
And as much rage as I'm feeling right now from being, snubbed by DoorDash, I'm not going to punch you in the throat.
Well, it'd be hard to do.
Not when I see you on the 13th, bitch.
It depends. How you're going to punch me in the throat?
With my dick. I mean, at the end of the day, it really comes down to the fact that the DCEU decided to just skip over the origin of every character really, and jump right in. Except Superman, and jump right into the big crossover film.
Yeah.
Now I will say that
they went into Wonder Woman and Aquaman, but that was after the fact.
That's what I'm talking about.
That was when they realized that they had to.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. And here's the thing: is I don't want to say that they're trying to follow in Marvel's footsteps, but let's look at the roster here real quick. You had the Superman story, which is the origin. I can't really compare that to the Iron Man because they are two very different movies. They handle them
well, and then also, I mean, Superman is essentially DC's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I mean, well, it's tough because, I mean, Batman and Superman are essentially DC's Spider-Man. They're the most recognizable characters. But here's the thing. The difference with Marvel, though, is Marvel went with Iron Man. Iron Man is barely a B-list.
Oh, at that time,
character at that point.
Oh, yeah, big time. But
because Marvel is like, if we can't make Iron Man work, we can't make any of these characters work.
Right. And they ended up taking Iron Man and making it work. Like the first two superheroes that got films for the MCU, and I'm saying this very loosely as saying MCU
Hulk
films,
and Iron Man.
Was Hulk and Iron Man. Now Hulk had already had a number of films as well as his own TV show for a long time, but Iron Man really never had any of that.
No.
Iron Man had cartoons.
Yeah, Iron Man had a really terrible 90s cartoon.
But then, if you look at who else they introduced and how they were introduced, there's some similarities that you cannot deny. You had...
Oh, are you going to get into the fact that they introduced Abomination?
No, I'm not. Because we had the Abomination. We already talked about how they fucked up the DCEU's Abomination. Sorry, I didn't mean to get angry there.
Yeah, you did.
But no, here's the thing: is you had the films that came directly before the first Avengers movie. What were they?
You had Iron Man, the Incredible Hulk.
No, the two movies that came right before Avengers.
Captain America: First Avenger, and Iron Man 2.
Thor.
Well, right, and Thor. Yes, sorry.
So looking at the roster of films that you had a pre-1960s World War film.
I included Iron Man 2 because that's how they introduced Black Widow.
Right, and I'll give you that. But you had, with Captain America, First Avenger, you had a World War where this...
Oh, I know what you're getting into. I know. Believe me. I know.
Where there's a character...
But here's the thing. They did this after the fact.
That's what I'm talking about. This
is them course correcting.
Exactly. But the other problem we run into is they introduced they've let us know about another title character that's getting his own series or his own movie, The Flash.
Which, goddamn, talk about development hell.
Not only that, when they announced the Flash movie was being made, they announced it was going to be Flashpoint.
Which
here's the
is
problem.
Not a good sign when your first Flash movie is Flashpoint.
For those of you that don't know what Flashpoint is, and if you don't, I'm not sure why you're listening to our podcast, but...
Oh, I don't know.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, we've talked very rarely about actual comic book stuff.
We say that, we're this geeky podcast because we have little vignettes of geekiness.
Yeah, that's fair.
But anyway, this is more of a slice of life than anything.
That's fair. Okay, so for those of you that don't know, Flashpoint is a comic book reality that takes place after Barry Allen, the original Flash, goes back in time, saves his mother from being killed, basically rewrites the entire timeline.
You know what? I think a lot of people have seen the Flashpoint story in the Flash TV show, though.
True. Or the Flashpoint
at this point, well, yeah, I mean, they've got the animated movie. That was so good.
So well done.
So good.
My biggest thing here is...
But most people who may not be comic book people but have dabbled in, like, the Arrowverse at all.
Yeah.
Because I know several people who don't read comics but know the Arrowverse.
Yep.
So, yeah, that Flashpoint story where Flash goes back.
The Flashpoint story.
They want to do with the movie as Flash's first movie.
Which is just a big fucking reboot.
His Flash, who has not had a movie.
Not only that, he's Flash who barely had screen time.
Yeah.
Like, and
Flash, and which is crazy because Flash was one of the first live-action superhero movies for DC.
Yeah, it was.
Apart from, I mean, you had Batman with Adam West. And I'm trying to think what was like the next.
Superman.
Yeah, you had the Superman.
You had the two big ones, and then like Wonder Woman had a TV show, things like that. But like Flash was really the first one that got his own movie. Like, given it was a TV
Flash
film.
Didn't get I mean, yes. Wasn't it? It was just a TV show.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was a movie.
Because the guy who comes in and plays Flash and the alternate,
he plays the original Flash. God, what's his name?
God damn it!
Fuck, we're failing so hard right now.
I've been drinking a little too much.
Jay Garrick.
That's it. Jay. Yeah, plays Jay.
He played Flash in the original show.
But he played Barry's dad, who was imprisoned.
Right. He plays both.
Yeah, he plays both.
Alternate timelines and shit.
He played the original Flash in the 80s TV show.
I thought it was in the 90s. Either way,
it might have been the 90s. It might have been the 90s, which was also great because the Tinkerer, right? The Tinkerer. He makes all the toys.
Tinkerer? The one played by Mark Hamill?
Yes.
I think it was Prankster.
Prankster. He plays Prankster, but then they bring him back. They bring him into the current Flash as another. I think they bring him back as the Prankster too.
Hold up. I don't quote me on that.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to quote myself on this either. I'm like 4 or 5.
The Trickster, not the Prankster.
Trickster. That's it.
Yeah, Prankster or Trickster. Yeah, and I mean, for those of you that also don't know, Mark Hamill's been voicing the Joker for fucking forever.
What, like 30 years now?
Since the 90s at least. He was
he's been voicing the Joker for 30 years.
Fuck, I'm old.
Because I'm 29.
Oh, we're old, bud. Not as old as Mark Hamill, but
old is purely a mentality, especially now. We're not because we're not old. We think in our small window of reality that we see as what we call daily life. Sure, we're old.
Yeah, you're
but
old.
In the grand scheme of things, we are not old.
And what we're trying to get here with the grand scheme of things is the DCEU is fucked. It's fucked.
Well,
and that's where we're going to stop. Guys, we're done. That's it. End of story. They're fucked.
We're not even going to talk about the fact that Birds of Prey was actually a really great movie.
I still haven't seen it. That's why I'm not talking about it.
Birds of Prey was great. I'm sure Wonder Woman 84 will be great.
I am looking forward to seeing that one. And I got to be honest, I did love Suicide Squad.
And the other DC movie, just regular Joker, was incredible.
I am.
So this is where we stand right now.
As it stands, I think that the DCEU has a lot of ground to make up for. And
where I am coming from, because I'm a little bit ahead of you, I think that they're making. I mean, I still think it's a bit too early to tell, but I can definitely say that they are taking notes of what's working and what's not working. See, why are you doing this Joker thing?
I wasn't. I was just pulling my mustache.
Oh, it looked like you were doing a thing where he like takes his, yeah.
Oh, no, see, watch. This is what I'm doing.
Which is really painful to watch in the movie. That's upsetting. Oh, Jesus. I'm horrified. I am shocked and horrified.
Would you say you're shockrified?
Yeah, I'd say that.
Or horked?
I don't know what that means.
You're horked.
You saying it more seductively does not make me know what it means.
My mustache hurts now.
It's your own fault.
I know. But yeah, I'm optimistic about the DCEU just from what I've seen from
And I'd
Birds
say
of
that's
Prey.
where I'm at. That's where I'm at. I'm saying I'm optimistic. I have not given up hope.
Yeah.
Because DC has so many characters that I love. I
DC
love the
has
Batman universe so much. Batman is one of my favorite properties.
Batman is not property, okay? He is his own free man. Batman's a free man. Morgan free man.
Oh my Jesus. It's Jason Bourne.
Oh my God. Also, I'm tired of all the fucking Easter eggs they dropped into Batman versus Superman.
Because they were so bad. They weren't good.
The whole movie was just a slew of Easter eggs.
Do you know what was a better DC movie than all of the previous DC movies we've gotten so far?
The Avengers?
Teen Titans Go to the Movies.
I still haven't seen it.
It's so good.
You know,
it's a great movie.
When I first met you, I thought you were weird and annoying. And you are. That's all I know about that movie is that one line.
It's so good.
Dude, and Raven.
It's so funny.
Raven, when I was a teen, or a preteen, I guess, was the first thing I ever busted nut to.
I was really afraid that's what you were going to say, and I could not jump out in front of that train fast enough.
You want to jump on this train? I promise you that.
No, I don't think I do.
Well, boys and girls, this has been fun. We talked about I'm going to cut out all the really bad shit, obviously.
I don't believe you.
Well, boy, I got to do the outro. Fuck. We got to plug our social media.
All right, let's plug it.
Just
plugging it right in.
So, boys and girls, we've had some fun discussion today. We talked about our thoughts on the DCEU and how we could improve it. And, No, we didn't. We just bitched. We bitched about it. I said, no, I gave some fucking great input on how they could have fixed Man of Steel. You gave okay input that they're never going to listen to or take Listen, motherfucker. They're going to release an extended cut of Man of Steel. They're going to release an extended cut of Man of Steel, and it's going to end with Lois Lane saying... Lois Lane's going to say, and the tremors of Superman and General Zod's fight can still be felt all around the world. And they're going to show a fist punching a steel wall, and that's going to be the end. And I'm going to cream my fucking Jamort shorts. Your Jamort shorts. So tell us what you guys think on social media. We've got we're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And give us your opinion. Did we just bitch about it for the past however the fuck long? Or did Mark have some good fucking feedback? I think we've just bitched. Yeah, that's probably true. But you can find us on on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and coming very soon, OnlyFans. OnlyFans. At SR Sleepy Boys. As always, I've been Mark. And I have been, unfortunately, Brandon. Brandon, you can't keep saying have been unfortunately Brandon. That's like the fourth time you've used it. I know, and I'm totally fine with it. It's going to be my new handle, unfortunately Brandon. You got to change it up like with Doomsday showing up. You know what? Irrevocably, Doomsday is coming. No, I like this unfortunate. I have been immensely Brandon.